What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH, I feel like parts of this episode could be considered filler, but I still enjoy certain parts. The Olivia and Robert scenes I really did like. I'm glad Olivia was there for Robert in his time of need. You know, he was in England going to Holly's memorial. And, you know, Robert was trying to come to terms with the fact that Holly may be gone until he got that phone call. He got a phone call from a blocked number, and on the other end of that phone was Holly. Like, the phone call, you know, it was bad connection, bad reception and stuff. But he knew Holly's voice. And on the other end of that line, it sounded like Holly saying, "Help me, Robert, help me." So he called one of his WSB friends to get a track on that number. You know, even though it was blocked, he was like, you know, to at least, you know, try to find out where it came from. So Olivia was wondering what was going on because they were supposed to go to a restaurant. And he told her about the phone call. And of course, Olivia was like, maybe, you know, you heard Holly's voice because you wanted to hear it. Maybe it was your mind. But Robert was like, nah. Robert was like, I know that voice. Robert was like, it could have been her, or it could have been a recording of her voice and somebody's trying to mess with him. But either way, he was like, I'm going to find out. He said, A, I'm going to find out if she's alive. B, I'm going to find out if it's somebody playing games with me. Either way, I'm about to find out. So he got a phone call from his connection at the WSB telling him that the call came from Monte Carlo. So Monte Carlo, here we come. I'm loving this because, you know, in GH, I love a good adventure. I love when they do storylines like this because you get to see them, even though it's sets and they're in the studio, you get to kind of see them go to other countries, even though they're not really going to another country, but still. It's pretty dope, you know, to see a good adventure because GH was widely popular back in the 80s and stuff like that for their adventures, especially Luke and Laura on the islands and Sonny and all them on the islands running from thugs and stuff. Like, it's pretty fun to see. And, of course, Olivia's going to go with him. And I've seen some people criticizing Olivia for going with him because she should go home because Robert kept telling her, oh, go be with your family. I honestly think the reasons Olivia's not going home yet and she wants to go with Robert to Monte Carlo is because she feels a lot of gratitude towards him because he did pull some strings to get her to see Dante. Number one. Number two, I think with everything going on in Port Charles, I think she just needs a break from it. And that's why I don't think she's really ready to go back home. Because she knows when she goes back home, she probably going to have to hear Ned tell her, I told you so, as far as Dante, you know, pushing her away. And, you know, refusing to see her. So she probably just don't want to go home to all that drama that's waiting for her. You know, and who's going to turn down a good trip to go to Monte Carlo? I would take that in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Most definitely. So I can't wait to see Olivia and Robert, you know, tearing up Monte Carlo looking for Holly. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I hope they do show it because I think it'll be interesting. So anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of Ned, he went to Turning Woods to go see Sonny or whatever to tell him what Olivia was up to. And told him that Olivia went to Geneva with Robert to go see Dante or whatever. And even Dante felt like, I mean, not Dante, but even Sonny felt like he totally understood why Olivia needed to go. Because even he said it. If it wasn't for Mike, you know, the situation with Mike and stuff, he would have been on the plane with her to go see Dante. But because of his father's deteriorating, you know, health and, you know, his father pretty much on his last leg, he had to stay back, you know, stay in Port Charles. But I don't blame Olivia either. She had to go see her son. I feel like Ned is coming up with excuses as to why he feel like she shouldn't have went. Because he talking about, oh, he just didn't want her to be rejected and, you know, feel terrible because Dante refused to see her and get her heart broken or whatever. I really believe part of that is true, but a big part of it is I feel like Ned just wanted her to be in Port Charles to help him fix his little relationship with Brooklyn. I feel like he has a lot of selfish reasons for her to stay. That's how I feel. And that's the way I see it. Y'all might see it differently, but that's the way I feel. So he can sit there and spin that shit any type of way he want, but we all know the real. Come on now. Look how he was acting before she left. Oh, I need you here. Me and Brooklyn. I need you to bridge the gap. everything out his mouth was about him and Brooklyn. It was off a selfish purpose. So I believe that he really wanted her to stay to help him heal his relationship with his daughter. That's exactly how I feel. And Ned can try to deny that all he want to, but we all saw it. So anyway, moving on from that. Jax and Nina are running around trying to track down this jeweler, who apparently made the original necklace, made the necklace that Nina has. And they see the jeweler, and he admits that the clasp on the necklace is definitely his work. He just doesn't remember who the customer was. Well, he doesn't remember the time frame, but he does keep records. So she told him it happened around sometime in 1991, probably September. So he went through his records, and she showed him a picture of Madeline. And he said that's not the woman that came to get the necklace or did the necklace or whatever, ordered the necklace. So it wasn't Madeline. So apparently the woman's name is Phyllis Caulfield or whatever. And apparently Nina knows who that is. Nina knows the name. I said, okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So Nina's happy because she's getting a step closer to finding out who her daughter is. Nina, if your daughter is who I think it is, trust me, you don't want to know the answers to this one, because God knows I wouldn't want to. I'm just saying, like, I would not want to know the answers to that question. Like, if she knew her child was Nell, I would just let that secret stay buried. I'm just saying. And Nina actually put alerts on her phone or whatever whenever Nell's name is mentioned. She put alerts on her phone because she wanted to know if they found Nell yet or whatever, because she's worried that Nell could pop up at any moment. I'm like, I mean, Jax, the way Jax's facial expressions was looking, he was like, well, we ain't got to worry about that. Because he already know the story. So he was like, yeah, we ain't got to worry about that foolishness. So anyway, we finally get to see Dev after so long. I'm surprised they let him out the attic. I thought Dev wasn't even around anymore because they hardly ever, hell, they don't show him. Ever since they started resuming production, we don't see Dev anymore. So we got to see Dev, Jocelyn, and Cameron at the park or whatever talking. And she decided, you know, they talking about the dance or whatever, all of them going to the school dance together or whatnot. When she wanted to go see Mike, Cameron basically was telling her, like, you know, if you need anybody to talk to or whatever, and you don't feel like you could talk to Sonny or Carly, then I'm here. And he admitted to Dev that he feels Jocelyn likes him or whatever, more than just a friend. My thing is, I feel like Cameron might as well just stick with Trina, because I feel like their chemistry is way better than his chemistry with Jocelyn. I feel like the chemistry with him and Trina is off the charts. I like the two of them together. And I feel like Jocelyn now wants him because she knows that him and Trina kissed. So now you're starting to realize your feelings for him. I hate when people do that. Like, if you wasn't checking for this person prior, don't be checking for that person now. Once you see that they're moving on, slightly moving on or whatever, or they taking up an interest in somebody else, don't try to come around now. Keep that same energy that you had. I'm just saying, keep the same energy. So anyway, moving on from that, it was good to see my boo, Aunt Stella. She's back. And I love the scenes between her and Mike, you know, but she knows that the end is near for Mike, and she basically confirmed that for Sonny and Carly and Jocelyn. It was sad to see the scenes with Jocelyn when she went in to go see Mike, and she was telling him that she loved him and stuff, you know, because you don't ever want to see a loved one like that. But you know, Stella was basically preparing them because Mike had a little bit of a setback. Apparently he contracted pneumonia because he hasn't swallowed in a while, so now he has pneumonia. So Sonny basically figured the end is near, and Stella was basically telling him, yeah, like, y'all might as well get the family together and prepare to say goodbye, because he's pretty much at the end now. And she knew, even when she was looking at Mike and talking to Mike, she knew he was tired. She knew he was ready to go. And she just wanted him to hold on for a little bit longer, you know, just to have a proper goodbye with the family and stuff like that. It's just sad, you know what I mean? Like, it's real sad. Because I know Sonny probably has like a whole bunch of damn emotions going through his head right now. You know, anger, hurt, sadness, you know what I mean? Like, I know he's angry because he just wished that, his father wasn't going through this and that he could have more time with his dad, but it's just not possible right now, and it sucks to see it. But the actors are knocking this shit out the park. I will say that. They're killing it, and I love it. They're just phenomenal. But, soon enough it's going to be R.I.P. Mike. But this has been a hell of a journey. It really has been. It's been a hell of a storyline. Max Gail has been killing it. Maurice Benard has been killing it. Laura Wright has been killing it. Like, they've all just been knocking it out the park. Vernee Watson, they've all just been killing it with this storyline. And, they just showed, some things were, obviously stretched to the imagination. But for the most part, they did a really great job with this storyline. I will have to say. They really did. They really, really did. So anyway, moving on from that. Nicholas. Nicholas really thought he was playing Elizabeth. But if you notice Elizabeth's facial expressions, she was definitely playing Nicholas. Because she wanted to see what game he was playing. Because remember, Elizabeth already feels like Ava and Nicholas are trying to play them. Trying to play her. Elizabeth knows that they're trying to play her and Franco. So basically, the way that it was set up, it looked like Franco and Elizabeth went to go see Nicholas and Ava separately, obviously, and kind of playing shit up. Like how Franco was saying how he couldn't live up to, Elizabeth's standards or whatever. Because remember, Ava told him that you can't live up to Elizabeth's soccer mom standards or whatever. So he's basically saying that as well, that he can't live up to it and he likes the way he is and Elizabeth can't accept it or whatever. And Elizabeth basically was telling Nicholas how, her marriage is just broken down and things have changed between her and Franco. And, Nicholas was sitting there blaming everything on Franco. Oh, he don't deserve you. He don't this, he don't that. You and the kids are better off without him. So, long story short, before you know it, Franco is kissing Ava, Elizabeth is kissing Nicholas. Mind you, as both couples are kissing, somebody's taking pictures of both of them. Somebody took pictures of Elizabeth and Nicholas kissing, and somebody took a picture of Ava and Franco. I was like, yeah, so I wonder if those pictures are time-stamped to see who broke the post-nuptial agreement first. Because I want to say Nicholas broke it first. I just want to say that. This is going to be a hot-ass mess, and I can't wait for those pictures to become public. It's going to be a mess. Ava, she was just sitting there working my nerves a little bit. I love me some Ava, but she's sitting there now talking about some she did, she thought being the queen of the manor at Cassadine, at Windermere was going to be fun, but now it's not so much fun. Then she talking about, maybe there isn't any good in me. Ava, why do you care so much about what everybody think of you? That's not important. What's important is what you think of yourself. That's the only thing to me that's important. What everybody else think, the hell what everybody else think. It's not about what they think. It's about what you think. If you're happy with yourself and you're happy with the progress in life that you've made, that's all that matters. Everybody else's opinion do not matter. It should not matter. You know what I mean? To hell with what everybody think. You know what I'm saying? That's the least. That should be the least of your worries. You know what I'm saying? Worry about what you think. That's the important part. Worry about what Ava Jerome think. Don't worry about what everybody else think. But anyway, this was a decent little episode today. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.